Africa Investor Today is proudly brought to you in association with Petro SA and Afrexim Bank. Hello and a warm welcome to Africa Investor Today on this, the 2nd of September 2009, where we bring you all the latest in business news from the African continent. We start with politics and economy. African Union leaders have urged member states which have pledged to contribute to the AU peacekeeping mission in Somalia to honor their promises at a special summit in Libya held on Monday. The African leader also agreed that the war plaguing the rest of Western Sudanese region of Darfur was over, citing the final declaration issued at the end of the one-day summit. About 30 African leaders attended the special summit held in conjunction with celebrations marking the 40th anniversary of the Libyan revolution. The leaders adopted the Tripoli Declaration and a plan of action to find urgent solutions to crises and conflicts in Africa, but they failed to submit any substantial proposals to resolve the conflicts. The African leaders also called for an international conference on the rising piracy off the Somali coast. In other news, Kenyan politicians will not interfere with financial sector institutions, but will seek to further strengthen them, the finance minister told regulators who met on Monday to sign a cooperation agreement. Kenya's banking sector suffered from political interference in the 90s when individuals connected to the regime of the then President Daniel Arap Moi built up non-performing loans that some Kenyan banks have taken years to clear. Financial sectors in many African countries have grown in recent years, helped by a drive towards greater transparency. Nigeria's anti-corruption agency has said Monday it would file criminal charges, including money laundering, against the former heads of 5 banks rescued in a $2.6 billion bailout. The 4 Kenyan regulators that joined forces on Monday are the Central Bank of Kenya, the Capital Markets Authority, Insurance Regulatory Authority, and the Retirement Benefits Authority. In other news, Burundi's parliament has failed to adopt an electoral code bill and went into recess on Monday, a day after foreign envoys expressed concern at delays over the key piece of legislation. The small Central African country is still emerging from more than a decade of devastating civil conflict and is to hold its second post-war general elections in 2010. Despite an agreement between the government and the opposition on the electoral code, ruling party MPs modified the legislation, sparking opposition protests that the law favors the government and violates the constitution. In a joint statement on Sunday, the US, South African, Tanzanian and European Union envoys deplored the lawmakers bickering over the issue and called for a swift return to constructive dialogue. We're going to take a short break, after which we will take a look at our companies and markets news.
Redefining energy means redefining life. At the Petroleum, Oil and Gas Corporation of South Africa, our commitment to greater innovation and greener fuels has made us pioneers in the field of gas-to-liquids technology. It has also earned us worldwide recognition for producing the cleanest fuels through environmentally friendly processes. That's how we've become the international leader in diesel technology. Through pure innovation, pure energy, pure brilliance.
In some companies and markets news, Portugal Telecom has agreed to sell its 32.2% stake in Morocco's number 2 telecoms firm Meditel for €400 million to a group of companies from the North African country. Portugal Telecom said in a statement on Tuesday that Spain's Telefonica also sold its 32.2% stake in a joint agreement. The buyers are Morocco's insurance company RMA Watania, privately owned group Finance.com, and FIPAR Holdings, a unit of the CDG Fund, which is the government's financing arm. RMA Watania and Finance.com already had a 5% share in Meditel. In other telecom news, the Access Kenya Group Limited, Kenya's only publicly traded internet company, posted a 20% decrease in first half profit as costs rose. Net income dropped to 75.4 million shillings, that's about $1 million, in the 6 months through June, from 94.2 million shillings in the same period a year earlier. Sales have jumped 55% to 1.06 billion shillings. Cost of sales rose to 592 million shillings from 339.9 million, while administrative expenses advanced 49% to 302.2 million shillings. In other news, the Bamburi Cement Group has announced a 49% increase in pre-tax profit for the half year ending June 30th. The company's earning rose from 2.9 billion shillings to 4.3 billion compared to a corresponding period last year. According to the management, the results indicated a remarkable recovery from the effects of post-election violence in 2008, which disrupted construction in some areas and blocked sale of cement in others. Bamburi said that the construction of a 7 billion shilling new clinker and cement plant in Uganda is going on and is expected to be commissioned by mid-2010. With that, we're going to go through to another commercial break. Up next, we take a look at some banking and finance news.
Afrexim Bank is Africa's leading trade finance bank, an organization dedicated to promoting African trade through credit, risk-bearing and advisory services. We pride ourselves on having local presence throughout the continent and are committed to extending our award-winning trade and project finance programs to unlock private sector development continent-wide. We invite you to become a part of our vision for a strong Africa in a changing world. If you trade within Africa, contact us to support you.